Shoot it outside. How bad could it be? Ugh. Welcome back, friends. Happy Monday. Here we are again, tucked inside my yellow submarine. We're going to try to play Beat the Aircon, which has pretty much been running nonstop for the last month and a half. It's oppressively hot down here right now, and we've gotten very little rain. It seems like the Northeast is getting all the rain that we normally would be getting. So there were a couple of comments on the last video that stood out to me because they mentioned sentimental value. Now, I'm going to preface all this by saying I don't have a problem if someone has a sentimental attachment to a thing, specifically a bicycle in this case, because it's come up more than once over the years of me being in bike shops. The problem that I have is the decisions that sometimes get made because of this so-called sentimental value. Namely, throwing money again and again and again into an old bike that really is outlived its usefulness. Or two, hanging on to a bike that really doesn't suit the way that you're riding. And again, continuing to throw money into this thing, trying to make it into something that will work for you because it has this sentimental value. Maybe, it's because I've been around bikes for so long, or maybe, I'm just a heartless bastard. Who knows? Maybe it's a bit of both. I've never had a sentimental attachment to a bicycle. My A-Homer Hilson, which I swore up and down I would never sell. It came time to move down here. I could only take 2 bikes. I was only going to have room for 2 bikes. So I was riding the Bridge Club more. I certainly wasn't going to sell the cargo bike because, that had some, I was going to use that. So the Hilson went. And I bemoaned it for about 30 seconds, but then when it was gone, it was gone. And I understand not everybody's like that, and I'm certainly not saying you should be like me. Again, this is just my point of view from my perspective. Sentimental attachments are fine, but I see poor decisions being made because of that attachment quite a lot. The other thing that's going around the internet, and I don't know how old this is, Richard Sachs made a post. Richard Sachs is a frame builder. A lot of you probably know this, about how the head of Shimano commissioned him to build a touring bike. And instead of using Shimano components, he was instructed to use whatever he felt like were the best touring components at the time. Spare no expense. So, at the time it was Hure derailleurs and Mayfac brakes, things like that, which then Shimano took and very cleverly copied, and soon thereafter the Dior group appeared on the market. Those sneaky little devils. So I thought that was pretty interesting. And then the last thing is I got a message, or again, a comment, and I know I'm probably going to get this wrong, and I'm not going to reach over there and spend the time to try to scroll through the comments and figure out who it was. I think it was Ryan. I might be wrong about that. And if I am, I'm sorry. Had mentioned, there's the Aircon. hopefully I can take this out in post, that he had just installed a e-bike kit on one of his additional bikes, with the idea of using it for, commuting and transportation, which in my mind is one of the main reasons to do that. And his question was, why haven't more people done this? I have my opinions. I think cost certainly plays a part in it. And then, you're also dealing with kind of an unknown. Most of these companies that sell these kits, I don't know that many people know much about them. And then if you're dealing with a mid-drive kit, there's a lot of parts involved, and it can be kind of daunting thinking about the installation of this. If you're not really able to install it yourself, then you got to take it and find a mechanic that hopefully will install it for you. That's going to add to the expense. So, that's kind of my thought as to why maybe more people haven't done this. But my question to you is, most of you probably have a second or third or fourth bike. Have you designated one of those bikes to use as an e-bike, as a piece of transportation to get you a little further? That's the question. Put the comments down below. Again, I always appreciate you watching and the comments. It's the nicest comment section on the internet. I hope you're well, and I hope something good happens to you today. And I think I was able to get out before the fan really kicks on. We'll see you soon.